And we are live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to all you cool cats and kittens out there. It is episode number 64, I say with confidence, of No Bucks Given, right here on the Horny Goat YouTube channel and the Horny Goat Podcast Network, where, of course, you can listen to us on your favorite podcasting platforms. It is, man, we're so close to 69. I can't wait. We are so close to 69. A sentence I've going to be saying quite often until we get there. But we are episode 64 of No Bucks Given, show where we talk about anything and everything going on in the world of entertainment, just kind of just fucking around and talking about whatever. And we've got the usual crew here with us this evening. We've got, of course, the power couple. We got JP and Heather with us this fine evening. But back from the dead, kind of.
Well,
Yeah, I was about to say, I love how we both cut myself off. He is back. He's got a pulse at this point. We've got coming back from his extended vacazione, Canadian Basement, who is here via satellite and via breathing tube at this point in time. How you holding up, Basement?
Whoop whoop.
Calm down, Jesus Christ. So you are
Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good.
Are you though?
Not really.
So
I'll manage, man. I'm ready to go for a bit.
all right. Well, we won't keep you too long. Basement just came back from his trip down south in Tijuana. Actually, did you go to Tijuana?
I did not go to Tijuana.
I was about to say.
I went to Cabo.
Cabo San Lucas, huh?
Combo number 5.
Mm-hmm. Cabo number 5.
That sounds like what you caught. As you can tell, Basement's not feeling the best right now, but I'll let him explain his stories of what's going on. Of course, we got some wonderful people in the chat joining with us as always. We got Paul Arzola, Jurgen Muyen, Cody, and Alpha. What's going on, everybody? Let us know your thoughts on all the stuff we're gonna be talking about in the chat or the comments below. Yeah. So Basement, I don't want to keep you too long because you need sleep in the worst way possible, and you need like an enema. So tell us how your trip was with Mexico. What the fuck happened? How you holding up? And how high are you now on the Mexican most wanted list?
That never happened, thank God. Though there was we strayed from the path when we went to the strip.
Shocker.
And these fucking, I don't know what they were, like crackheads or something. They tried to like shake us down.
Yeah.
Or he's like, yeah, you want to buy some crack, cocaine, or whatever. Like everywhere you turn, people are like, crack, cocaine. And it's like, no, man. But I don't know what happened. He got into like altercation with one of the guys there, and they're like fucking about to get into a fight. I don't know. I just started walking away.
Ta-da!
I don't know what happened. Eventually, they went to like there's like a cop there.
Yeah.
And the cop's like, what? I did nothing.
I was part of their little brigade.
The whole place is owned by the cartel.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's so wild.
Mexico is run by the cartel.
Just at this.
That's what he said.
Yeah, the whole tourism industry. No,
Sorry.
the whole place. Yeah, all of Mexico. But like, holy fuck, man, Mexico is not cheap. I went there like the time I went before, it was a lot cheaper. Now it's like fucking super expensive.
Well, you weren't even in like one of the major cities either. You were just kind of like off.
It's one of the biggest tourist areas, I'd say. Cabo and
That's why
Cancun.
it was so expensive. You were in the spring break area.
That's
Oh
part of
yeah,
it.
there was a lot of spring breaking happening. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, we can tell by the photos.
Yeah.
I loved it.
What, the guy?
There were several breasts. Several.
The closest I've been to Mexico when I was in San Diego. That's the closest I've ever been. I'm not allowed to go to Mexico.
Why?
Government job.
Work for the federal government. We're not allowed to go.
What? Really?
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah,
weird.
Cannot.
because
It's
of the
because
cartel.
of the cartel.
Oh yeah, you can be held hostage or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I have to carry my government ID everywhere I go. I have to.
So, Basement, I know you're not feeling good because of a combination of, you said, sunburn and COVID?
Yeah, well, I partied really hard for like the first couple days.
Okay, I
and
need to hear this
I
then.
got, like, yeah, well, like, it's a bachelor party, so it's like no sleep, constant
Oh.
fucking party.
I was about to say, no wonder we didn't hear from you for like 2 days.
Yeah, oh well, and they fucking, I don't know, but Mexico has the worst internet connection ever. Not
Right.
just like the resort. Like if you're trying to use mobile data or anything,
Yeah.
fuck it, it's not gonna happen. So if you get like, this is why kidnapping works so well there.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, okay.
And also, I don't know what's up with the people there.
Zero signal down there, and that's what they use to their advantage.
Yep.
I don't know what's up with the people there because it's fucking wild. We're going out for the first night, right? And we get like a shuttle to go take you to the strip, and then you go to a club or whatever, right?
Yep.
And like a couple of these guys are talking to some of the girls that were at the resort, and I'm like, there's 18 guys in one shuttle, and they're talking to 2 girls, and these 2 girls just willingly come into the shuttle. I'm like, you see how easy it is to fucking abduct people in Mexico?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how retarded must you be to get into a shuttle with 18 unknown men?
I just love
Right.
how you're like not advocating for it, but it's like, man, I'll tell you, if you want a place to get kidnapped, oh, let me tell you.
Right.
But I mean, it
Yeah,
makes sense with
Mexico's
that
a place
story.
to be.
Yeah, I've heard things.
So we all have.
Oh
so
my god, too. Okay, so one thing is for sure, if anybody ever goes to Mexico, keep in mind that at least 50% of the population is prostitutes.
Right.
You don't even know.
would you do a
But
survey?
Bam, out of nowhere. No, like you're everyone's like partying and stuff, and this fucking girl comes up to us and she's like, I'm friends with her. She's a prostitute. In case your friend wants something later on. It's like okay, and this happened like 5, 6 times. It's like what the fuck is happening here? Why is
Right.
everyone a prostitute? And you can't tell the prostitutes from the non-prostitutes.
Yep.
And then there was almost like a friend of mine said there's prostitutes. Because there's these two girls that were like they didn't look older than 16 and they were prostitutes as well. So
Oh yeah,
it's a fucked up world.
they were bred into the sex trade.
I bet you they were sex trafficking.
You knew they were prostitutes because they looked like they were 2 young 16-year-old girls, and the fucking guy that was with them was like a 45-year-old in a Celtics jersey.
Damn it! Why?
Yeah.
And
Why?
it's like,
Why Boston?
you know,
Why? Come on, man.
He's whoring these girls out.
God damn
Right.
it! Why Celtics? Boston can't catch a
There's a
fucking
lot
break.
of fun, man. The place is so fucking nice looking.
Mm-hmm.
The ocean almost killed me.
Why do you say that?
It's so powerful, man. The
yeah.
fucking the tide,
Mhm.
it'll just take your legs out from under you and
Oh,
suck you in.
Jesus.
Yep. That's especially when there's a riptide. Those are
Yeah,
like, really dangerous.
that's what, like you're basically there's a warning there to not go in, but I went in up to like my knees or my hips, right?
Right.
You can't go in any further than that unless you've got like fucking Thor muscles. It's over for you. You'll be
Right.
sucked out into the ocean to get eaten alive.
I went swimming in the Caribbean Sea. When I was in Haiti. We got to go to the Club Med there, and I didn't realize. I started swimming, and they're like, "Well, go here, swim here." And I mean, I went out far. I went around the thing, and I'm like, "Oh my god!" It scared the shit out of me. I thought I was gonna fucking die because the current's really fucking strong. We talk about the river currents, but the fucking ocean currents,
They're no joke.
they're no fucking joke, man.
Yeah, this is dangerous. And the most fucked up thing too, like, so get there, right? I put on sunscreen every day. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you have sunscreen on.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit because I
Right.
put sunscreen on, right? And like on day 3, this thing comes on the fucking television. It's like, warning, do not go in the sun. Period. Like, okay, well,
I would have taken
too
a
late
photo
for
of that. Oh my god, that's why don't go in the sun ever.
Too late for that. Fucking whole upper body is destroyed.
Oh no.
Oh my god! And then after that, I fucking got COVID man, the end of my trip, it was like a complete fever dream. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I went out partying like it one night, and I couldn't move my legs. I was just like, I don't know what's happening,
Doctor
man.
Strange all over again.
But this might be time to go. I was just like fucking. My head was back, my arms were kind of moving, and my legs were fucking frozen in place.
Okay, dude. So what do you what do you remember from the times prior to that?
Well, the best things that I did, we did like a catamaran, which was fun.
Oh
You
jeez.
go out on a boat ride, then they give you like fucking as many drinks as you want while you're on the boat, and fucking they had like not live music, but they have music and they have fucking like a photographer and stuff. So that was a lot of fun. You get like you go out and you come back in on the sunset. So if you're going to Cabo for romance, I recommend the catamaran.
Well, yeah, the prostitutes.
And the prostitutes
That's the
on
romance.
the catamaran.
On the prostitutes.
The weirdest fucking thing I did. I'm telling you. We went on the second night. We went to a strip club.
Uh-huh.
Do not go to a strip club in Cabo.
Okay.
Ever.
Okay.
First of all,
So say, give me the disclaimer.
it was. We walked in at like 11:30 or 12 in the night, right?
Mhm.
And we were the only people in there. This is like the most popular strip club. We were the only people. So we go and we sit down and we're gonna get like bottles because you can't get in unless you're ordering bottle service. Everything's a ripoff,
Yeah, of course.
right? So we
Yeah.
go and they sit us down, and then all these fucking strippers, I am assuming, or prostitutes, whatever they are, they all just were in a line staring at us. It was so unsettling because it was like Children of the Corn type shit. They were emotionless and just staring there like fucking robots while we're all like sitting there waiting for drinks to show up. I'm like, yo, this is the weirdest fucking thing I've ever experienced.
Threaten me with a good time.
Well, if you ever, and I've never, but I've watched the series. I don't know, it was on HBO and it was the Bunny Ranch, where all the girls get in the lineup and they just stand there.
Oh my god. Yeah, but at least they're fucking.
Wait I bet you they were waiting for you to pick one out.
Oh my god. I mean,
No, this is weird, man. This was like beyond weird because nothing was happening on the stage. Like every strip club I've ever gone into, they at least have someone performing on the stage, right?
Oh,
But anybody dancing?
There was one other person it's so fucked up. There's one other guy in this place, right? And he was in the corner, and he was like suckling on breasts, and he was about 78 years old, and it looked like a giant baby breastfeeding in the corner. Well, there's like 12, 15 fucking strippers standing like robots staring at us. It was, and then they start to come in, and man, I don't know what it is, but like, I think the Mexico, like some of the fucking, I guess the strip trade, they're like heavily into plastic surgery. Because, good lord.
Well, yeah, a lot of people. I don't know if this is still a thing, but I know I remember like in the 90s and early 2000s, a lot of people would go to Mexico for like cheap surgeries and usually plastic surgeries.
Oh,
because, yeah.
Cheap surgeries is great, man. This girl comes up and sits down on my lap, right? And first of all, she was like fucking 6'2". Like, this ain't no bitch.
Ew, that's a big bitch. That's a huge bitch.
And she had like a drag queen's face.
Oh,
It was
perfect.
just not good. Like nothing about it was good.
Buckle up,
But
buckaroo.
they did have some nice looking girls there. It wasn't all disgusting, right?
Uh-huh.
This was just an immediate reaction. I'm like, what the fuck is this place? It's the weirdest strip club I've ever been to. They didn't have like hardly any live performers. And then people started to get like lap dances and stuff. So it was the one thing that was growing. So the lap dances. I don't know. How much do you think a lap dance costs in U.S. dollars?
30,
Yeah, 30, 40 bucks.
No, it's $24 for a lap dance. But keep in mind, a lap dance was like fucking 3 minutes long.
Yeah, I believe that.
And so a couple of people went in there, right? And then they were trying to like set somebody up with like more than a lap dance because anything goes in Mexico, right? And the girl were like in conversation with them. She's like, okay, so she's like, you want more? You want? And she like fucking almost like DXs her crotch. And she's like, yeah, you want everything? And then we're like, yeah. And she's like, okay, so 30 minutes. It was 30 minutes, and there's like a dance, and then you just basically have sex with the woman, I guess. I don't know. It was kind of vague because I couldn't understand what the fuck she was saying in a different language. But guess how much that was?
Probably about 150, 200 bucks.
Half.
$600.
What the fuck?
Jesus fucking Christ,
The
man.
markup was insane.
The markup was insane. That is even a fucking markup. That is like fucking Donald Trump fucking.
She said
pricing.
$600. So
Bullshit inflation.
she said $600. And I'm like, that's how much the hotel costs for the week.
Right?
Oh my god.
Oh my god. This fucking cove.
This fucking
Ugh.
oh my god.
The strip club is by far the weirdest fucking experience that happened that time.
I was
These
hoping
people are just weird.
I was hoping you're gonna finish the story like Larry the Cable Guy, where he's like, I was like $600 fucking dollars. Jesus Christ, that's about the same as the hotel. Holy shit! So I'm paying her the $600.
No, fuck that.
Oh,
That never happened.
god damn.
Smart man, smart man. Hey Joe, what's going on, man? Um, yeah, you had more fun than I did.
So I mean, like,
I did tell my nurse that she was the most beautiful nurse I'd ever seen.
well, buddy, your bread. Did basement? I don't want to keep it too long here either. If you got to get off, worth the headaches of COVID and the sunburn. Like the pros
Yeah,
outweighs
I mean,
the
there
cons.
was
Okay.
a bunch of other stuff too. Like it wasn't all just fucking partying. We did like a nice steak dinner. That was fucking amazing.
We did accounting
And
taxes.
We did tequila tasting, which was
Oh,
wild because I thought as soon as I thought the guy was done, he just kept pulling out bottles, man. He did like 12 shots of tequila in a row.
oof.
And
God
then we went for
damn.
steak dinner. Just stumbled into the steak dinner. I'm like, I don't know if it's the best tasting thing I've ever had or whatever.
Doing the 12 shots of tequila, or
I think
I do,
stumbled
man.
stumbled is probably the appropriate word. Two funny stories on that real fast. One, this was years ago, but actually, I don't know, 2 years ago. There was this tequila that I tasted that was. I don't like tequila generally, but there was one it was the smoothest tequila, no burn, nothing, and I was like,
Well, this guy taught us how to like drink it properly, which changed my life.
really? You're free
Yeah.
to drink it?
Yeah, you drink it like mouthwash.
what?
For lack of a better way to say it, you drink tequila like mouthwash,
You swish it?
and you'll get rid of the throat burn. It'll just like numb your mouth.
Interesting.
Well, Listerine's got a new patent coming there.
So the next time you have a tequila shot, first smell it, then swish it around in your mouth for about 5 seconds, swallow it and exhale, and you won't have the throat burn.
Well, I'm not worried about the throat burn. It's the fucking taste of it.
It'll taste better that way too.
Especially the Jose Cuervo, man.
Huh?
Oh man.
I will always.
Well,
be,
so, I mean, if it's shitty tequila, you can't. It's gonna taste like shit.
You can't escape
Yeah,
it.
right.
I will always be a Patron
I love.
Cafe girl.
I've had. So
Ugh.
Nick,
Uh-uh.
Nick, the guy that owned the bowling alley that I bowled at, he bought a bottle of Patron, and he brought it. He went to Mexico and brought it back from Mexico, and oh my god, that shit was really fucking good. Really fucking good.
Yeah.
If I do a shot, it's either tequila or cherry doctor. Or Dr.
We ended up having he's like he was introducing us to all these different types, and then we had mezcal, and he's like, this one is one that there's only like fucking 500 bottles or something of, so
Oh,
it was
shit.
super rare, and it was fucking incredibly good.
Well, there you go. So I took the bottle home.
No, the bottle. We asked the pricing, and then I left the store.
That story about chugging down all the tequilas though, this is years ago. I went out on the date with the missus and we went to this place for our anniversary, and they had a thing called the generous pour, where the idea is you try 12 different types of wine. Now when I say try, I mean it's just like wine sampling. Problem is that I didn't realize that we booked our reservation about 2 hours before the restaurant closed. So to their credit, they have extremely well customer service. But the problem is like, oh, you're going to do generous pour. They were like shoving bottles of wine down our throats because they wanted us to have like the pleasant experience, but also get our money's worth, to the point where like we were finishing off bottles. And man, good thing the fucking hotel was only a few blocks away, because Jesus Christ, not fun.
Yeah, the place that I was in was massive. So like that's one thing I hated. The hotel was huge. Walking everywhere was destruction. It was like 15-minute walk to the lobby.
Oh God.
Yeah, it was just not good. And oh my God. So a couple things. There's this one guy that had like shaved on abs, which I just died laughing.
Love that.
Wait, stop.
You were correct.
Shaved on.
So
Yeah.
he shaved out abs into his body hair.
Right.
So shaved off abs, I guess. Which is somehow worse.
That sounds worse. I don't know why.
And there was some girl that was like fucking probably like 15 years old, walking around with fucking Chucky.
So I saw that in the chat. I'm like, what the
full-size
fuck?
Chucky doll through the whole time we were there, putting it in seats and taking it to like dinner. I don't know what the fuck was going on with that, man.
The things you see in fucking Mexico.
I was
Oh
like
my god.
getting out of the pool, and I like
You went to fucking Mexico, or did you
I
go
went to like the 8th ring of hell, man. Is what happened. I got out of the fucking pool and I looked up, the sun like scorching my body, and I see fucking Chucky staring at me from the banister. And I'm like, oh god, where am I?
Did any
And
of
how
your
did I get here?
associates get in any trouble or anything like that? Any trouble anybody got into?
We forgot somebody in the trunk of a shuttle.
Okay, hold on.
Hold on, that's all
The
he
shut-
said.
We were driving back. Everyone was like bashed, and he got into the trunk because there was not enough space. And then he fell asleep in the trunk, and then the shuttle drove off with him in it. And we just ended up finding him the next day.
And it was
We found him the next day sleeping in a closet in a room. How and why? I don't know. Mysteries of life.
Oh my god. Fantastic. That was I'm so glad you hopped on.
This is why, if I was with you guys, I would have all looked at you and said, Jesus fucking Christ. This was me when I was 27 years old. Because that's the kind of stupid shit we would have done.
Yep.
Like jumped in the fucking trunk of a car, fell asleep in there, and we just would have fucking left him.
Well,
we didn't mean to leave him. We just forgot he existed.
it's his fault. He fell asleep, so forgot he existed. Jesus Christ. I got no segue out of those stories.
No, there is none.
God. Oh my god. Ah man. So how's everybody else doing? Happy Easter.
Exhausted from today.
It's been a long day, but it's been a rewarding day, actually. I think it's been a rewarding day. It was a good day. It's a good day.
That story was very rewarding. Everything you just explained was very rewarding.
Wendy got a shit ton more toys. But other than that,
And some are closed too, which is
it was a good day for us. Yeah.
I just have one more story, and it's about the
Go
fucking
ahead.
flight. On the flight going there, right? We flew this cheap airline Swoop,
Mm-hmm.
and like I paid for extra leg room at the front. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have a nice fucking relaxed flight there. Of course, right behind me, it's a woman, her husband, a young girl, and like a toddler. And I'm like, oh god, no, why? Then the whole flight going up, the little toddler screaming, the young girl is pounding into my fucking chair from behind. So I get up, right, and I go to like stretch my back, and I'm stretching down. I'm looking at the seat in front of me, and as I look up, the first thing I see is these gigantic breasts, and then and the baby's head like was like about to latch on because she was breastfeeding.
Yeah.
And I looked up, and she's like staring at me right in the eye, and I'm like, oh god, I don't know what to do in this situation.
You draw the eyes in. It's not her. It's not your fault.
I lingered on the breast for way too long. It was an uncomfortable amount of time lingering on the breast.
So this is on the way back.
This is on the way there.
Oh, even better.
To set the bar for what was about to happen, near death.
It does, yes.
That'll be $600 US.
So, you know what I would have done? I said, those are nice. No, I'm just going to sit
I woke several hours later in a daze.
down. And then apologize for it. That's how you do it.
Yeah,
Oh my
ask
God.
forgiveness, not permission.
I just didn't expect to see it staring at me.
Them.
I get it.
No, it was just one. No, the
Oh.
other one was just-
Well, if you've seen one.
You've seen them all.
Yep.
We
Oh,
know that WrestleMania happened, but we won't get into WrestleMania. We already talked about that. Basement hasn't watched yet. I'm not going to give anything away, but I kind of told him essentially what happened. But other things happened WrestleMania weekend. Apparently,
I did love how you're like, I'm not going to spoil anything, but
I kind of already told him. But all I told him was the stuff that you didn't want to happen happened.
hey, listen, I'm just as bad, so don't. I'm just teasing you. Keep going. I'm just trying to find a good Vince McMahon.
The Endeavor deal was made Sunday.
Made official on Monday.
Made official on Monday, but I think it had a lot to do with what they did on Sunday. But apparently Vince has signed a 2-year contract on top of getting $9 billion from Endeavor as part of the WWE. So WWE's getting to $9 billion. WWE's worth $9 billion, I guess, is essentially what, because that's what Endeavor paid for the WWE. But Vince signed a contract to be an employee with WWE, and it's for 2 years. It's a 2-year deal. It's $1.2 million per year. He gets an incentive bonus target of 175% of that salary. If there was a deal that was to be closed, or if Vince wants to buy out or just get out, McMahon would receive a $2.4 million lump sum payout, plus his incentive bonus would be doubled and paid up front.
Cha-ching.
Yeah, pretty much.
So not only did he make $9 billion, he's going to make at the most $6.4 million from Endeavor.
Can we
Everybody's saying that Vince isn't part. He's running the show. He is running everything. And if you've been watching, and I don't care, you can sit here and tell me just because he wasn't there, oh, he's running the show. He's running everything. Everything that they did on Sunday was Vince. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
You're wrong.
Can we take a second here to talk about this mustache?
We can. I think it. Go ahead, but I think it was Vince just saying, let's try something different.
To be honest with you, the mustache doesn't bother me. It's the
man behind the stash.
Yes, but it's also the. Anyone got a Sharpie?
Yeah.
Kind of.
He looks like a prototypical villain from like a 1950s movie.
He looks like a meth head Walt Disney.
I think that's what he's portraying.
Well,
you thought you were going to get rid of me. I'm the evil son of a bitch, man.
Nailed it. We're killing Basement. Jesus. Yeah, the mustache I don't give a shit about, but like everything else is just like, you're fucking 78. Stop.
I personally think it was just him trying something different. He does look like a villain from that. He looks like somebody's gonna tie down the damsel in distress to railroad tracks.
I just don't understand. I think like he has a huge like top lip, and he shaves the top part. No, let's keep it near the lip, pal. Like, why?
Keep it tight, neither lip, pal.
What the fuck is like, why? It just doesn't. Oh my god! Fire your fucking like personal image assistant. Yeah, that too. All right, this whole Endeavor thing is. I knew the $9 billion was what Vince was looking for, or the company, whatever way you want to fucking slice it.
Actually, I think he was looking for $6 billion, but he got $9 billion.
Well, hey, whatever. He got what he wanted at the end of the day, right? Vincenzo Abruzzi got what he wanted. But Basement, what are your thoughts on this whole like end of an era?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, we saw it coming. For how long have we speculated about WWE being sold? I'm actually very happy it didn't end up going to fucking Disney or some Disney conglomerate shit.
Well, I mean, look at the picture. Man, kind of did.
Soul went to Disney. The company went to Endeavor. I don't know anything about Endeavor. They owned UFC, I think, or something.
They do own UFC.
I guess that's a good pairing in the respect that at least you'll get some potential crossover there.
Right.
So the positive is also the negative in this case, right? And I didn't know much about them either. So Endeavor does own UFC. They bought UFC, and the benefit with that is that they don't interfere with the day-to-day operations of UFC. Right. So they let Dana White kind of run things and kind of, still have control and still, guide the company in its direction. It's just that they have a parent company backing them. So that's a plus in the sense of if Vince wasn't part of this factor, it would be great because Endeavor would be like, hey, WWE, you just you go off and do your own thing. we'll be backing you. But the problem is that Vince is now back in the charge of things, so it's like nothing's ever changed. So it's
I think like the excitement that I did have in the past, like when Vince stepped away, and a lot of people were excited for like oh that's Triple H, and you're gonna see their vision come to life, and oh we see things changing. We kind of like what they're doing storyline wise. We get some better storylines leading up into Mania, um, and then it's just back to square one. I think a lot of like people that either returned to the product or stuck with it because they were hoping for change are feeling pretty down
I'm
on
going,
their luck.
I'm going to tell you this. I don't like what Triple H is doing.
He probably has no choice behind what.
Well,
is
not
happening.
only that, but I don't like where he was taking it, especially and I know Vince was probably the one that fucking is like, we're going to do this because we need to. We're getting $9 billion, so we have to go where we're going with this. Triple H just said, "Fuck it, okay, yeah, why not?"
I don't know about that.
I don't like that. I do not like Triple H's long term storytelling. It ruined everything that they were building to.
And again, that might have been a last minute change by Vince.
No,
It might have been something required for the transaction to go through for them to keep like Roman as the champ because he's the moneymaker.
I'm almost guaranteeing you that once things were more like concrete as far as Endeavor, because Endeavor doesn't care about the creative. Why would they? As long as they see dollars to donuts. That's why we saw in Basement. You'll probably see this when you see WrestleMania. That's why we saw ads out the ass during WrestleMania. Is because they want to showcase that their brand has the ability to generate massive amount of fucking revenue. So I don't think they gave a shit about the creative, but I think Vince want to be like. I think seeing from the announcement, the CEO and Vince go back because the CEO of Endeavor, and I think what they wanted to see was, oh, we're buying this massive asset, and the reason this asset, meaning WWE, is so successful is because of Vince. And they wanted to see Vince's fingerprints on everything because that way it ensured them that, oh yeah, we're buying what we've been told we're going to be getting. We're getting for better or for worse.
The CEO did say in his interview, and I didn't watch the whole thing, but he said, I wouldn't do this if Vince wasn't part of it.
Right, and that's
So that's huge for me. That just tells me they want Vince. They like what Vince has done.
I mean, because like no matter what you say about Vince, at least on paper, he's extremely successful as a businessman. Like people get upset about like booking and shit, but like it never has really impacted viewership and the bottom line to the point that's visible on the on like on the papers. Because what'll happen is they make fucking errors and they start losing viewership. They make cuts to make up for it, like any other business, right? As long as the bottom line looks good, and they're not gonna. People from Endeavor aren't gonna be like, "Yes, I've watched wrestling for the fucking my whole life, and I know this is a good move." They're gonna look at the financial reports and see, oh, they're always growing, even as the market is getting smaller. They're growing. How is that possible?
I mean, look, I've watched wrestling for 40 years. I've seen everything that the business can do and has done. I've seen 4 generations, 4 decades of wrestling before my very eyes. It's what we're seeing now is what people want to see. I don't know why they want to see it, but they want to see everybody doing fucking 55 backflips off fucking top rope. I don't know why people want to see this shit. It doesn't excite me for any sort of wrestling. But what Vince has done, Vince is a genius. I don't care what anybody fucking says. Vince is a fucking genius. I you can say, oh, that's just. I'm not saying that Vince is doing right. I'm not saying that Vince is. He's booking like shit. He's a horrible booker now because he's trying to take it back to the old days, like before Hogan was even fucking part of the WWE. That's where WWE is now. But he's a genius. The guy is so business smart. If I was trying to cut a deal, I'd want him next to me telling me what I should be doing. This guy got $9 billion for a product that is shit. As far as what they provide for a service, which is wrestling. If you honestly think that WWE has been really good, you are fooling yourself because they haven't changed in I don't know how many years. Like I said, I don't agree with everything Vince has done, but the guy's a genius, man.
Thank you.
As far as it goes, like financial, like as a businessman, he is. As like as understanding how entertainment works, he is as well. It's just, man, wrestling. There's a sweet spot for wrestling, and it is when the company is successful but smaller,
Yes.
and where creative can thrive without having to pass through 18 different hands of them being like, no, this is going to affect this sale, and these people are saying no because it hurts our bottom line. That's really where wrestling lives for me, and you'll never really get that back. And people will be like, well, AEW is not wrestling for me.
No.
AEW is Cirque du Soleil and Bloodfest, and I don't care for anybody that likes to go for it. But I don't like WWE either. So I don't. There's no wrestling right now, today and age, that I will watch because I don't like any of it.
Except HGGM and HGDub.
Yeah.
Cheap plug.
But this deal that he got now, he is an employee of WWE, and he also did say, because they asked him that question. We talked about this last week. The guy who was interviewing them asked the question, "Are you going to be part of creative?" And he said, "On a higher level, yes." What does that mean? I think we seen it on Monday and Friday.
Which means we're back to shit booking.
I hope you enjoyed the 8 months because that's fucking gone.
They throw together shit that doesn't make any sense, right?
Yep.
If he wants them to, he essentially would say, "Here's who I want as my champion, and I don't give a fuck what you have."
That to me is like, and there was a level of like poison atmosphere in WWE like a year ago, or when Vince was like prominent, and everyone was like, and then people came out and said it, it's like, well, the character was getting over, and Vince just said no, effectively like killing the character. I think it was bad news Barrett that
Yeah.
who
Yeah,
you were mentioning.
Yeah,
right?
I know the interview. So, remember how we had I know we have talked about this at some point, or at least I know I brought this up, where it becomes a situation of why should he strive to create something better, right? If he's making and guaranteeing X amount of money, it's like when he got the Fox deal and all that stuff. It's like the company is making the most money it's ever made, right?
Yeah.
And so in his mind, and understandably so, in any business person's mind, why would you do anything if every, who gives a shit about creative if you're literally making fucking bank over and over and over again? Could you make more with better creative? Yes, but that's not how they're going to look at it. They're like, oh, we're guaranteed X amount of money in our pocket. We're fine. Everything is like, let's just keep essentially doing what we're doing. This deal is essentially doing the exact same thing, and just in a bigger scope. Why would it matter? Why would it matter if Vince if Vince does something differently creative? The only thing, the only positive note here is that, let's say that the creative goes so fucking downhill that you start to seeing a mass exit of fans, right? Or talent, or something happens from a behind the scenes standpoint or audience that it drives, which it fucking won't, but it forces them to meaning Endeavor to make a decision. Vince does not have the power that he had before. Yes, he's still the president of WWE at this point. Like, he's basically the Dana White equivalent to WWE as far as UFC. Yeah. But the point is that Vince now has somebody else he has to answer to besides just the stockholders and the board of directors. So the shit that he pulled before to get back into the company, that's not gonna fly again.
No. That I can understand, but I don't think, like I said, they're going to be hands off. So if he had, yes, the other stuff like the again, and I go back to this. People are like, "Oh, Vince should be in jail for what? Whether or not he did it, it was settled in court because Vince does not, except for the time with the steroid trial, Vince don't go to court.
He didn't
He'll
go to
just
court.
be
These
like,
were
all right,
NDAs.
I'll give you, what do you want? You want $1.5 million? Here's $1.5 million.
Well,
Shut you up. Get the fuck away from
from
me.
what I understand, he offered it to them, not the other way around. It's not like they said, "Hey,"
Well,
but
right, but I'm just saying. But I'm sure he said,
so,
well, I'll give you this.
so my no, and you're right. But my point is, creatively, there's no reason for Vince to try at this point, right?
Well, there's no reason to innovate when you have no competition.
Correct.
It's just,
So
It's not
and you're
even
making
just-
money.
So the-
there's no indicators for change.
So the only positive that comes out of this is that if something happens because obviously there's been a lot of upheaval between fans and even apparently backstage alike, if it makes a significant enough of an impact for Endeavor to notice, Endeavor could step in, and the only way it would affect it is if it affected the bottom dollar. You know what I mean? Like if the
don't
money.
think
And that's not going to happen because of the fact that people are still watching. And they're
Correct.
still watching in the millions.
So all these, what is it, fucking this thing going to SmackDown, everybody's wanting to fucking them to chant fire Vince.
Mm-hmm.
What good is that gonna fucking do? You're getting a fucking reaction. You already took your fucking money, so why do they fucking care if you're chanting fire Vince, hashtag fire Vince in the fucking arena? Do you know the only way that I could see them being Endeavor stepping in and saying, oh, we need to step in. Vince, you need to step away.
Stop
we
buying
will
tickets.
buy out your contract. Please step away, is if nobody shows up to the fucking arena. That is the absolute only way that I see Vince being forced out.
He'll die before that happens. I'm just gonna be very transparent.
No, and I get that. That's my point.
Yeah.
It's not happening. People
Right.
are still going to fucking go. They don't care. The casual fan does not care what fucking happens creatively in WWE.
Yep.
They're only there for one thing and one thing only, to see their favorite wrestler or favorite superstar compete in a match. Just as long as they don't fucking lose. Which fucking blows my fucking mind with people.
So the only thing I was gonna say was, to your point about like the creative shakes up in the last like whatever fucking week or so, I would put money on Saturday was written by Triple H and Sunday was Vince.
The ending, the finish to the show was Vince. I can tell you, fucking 100%.
Yeah.
Now Triple H come out and did the press conference, and his
demeanor was all defeated.
No, it wasn't defeated. He was happy with it, which is why I think he was on board with what he's doing. Because what story are you telling me? And I don't want to hear, well, we got to draw this out. What is this adversity shit? I think he's gone through enough fucking adversity throughout his, how long has he been wrestling now? 15 years? The story that they are telling is the family story. Fucking, they should have goddamn fucking finished it at this fucking WrestleMania, and that's it. Fuck Roman Reigns. Fuck the bloodline story is getting really, it's actually starting to suck for me. Like it's really, like, if you paid attention on Friday, if you watched on Friday or seen snippets of it, the Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens thing is not working.
So
it just seems it's like a popcorn fart in church.
So Basement, I know you haven't watched Mania, but I assume you heard about some of the results.
I know the last, like, the results of the final, because JP just told me.
Okay. So
it's how they did it. It's really frustrating.
So, without seeing it, knowing that Roman retained, does that kill it for you?
I was like, I mean, I shared my thoughts with you guys before I left. Like, the title had to come off him, and if it didn't come off him against Cody, then there's no one left.
There's no one.
There's no one, and they fucked up. I mean, obviously, because they were too scared to like take it off of Roman and put it on the actual people that could have won it, in Sammy or Jay. And they shoehorned in Cody, and they made the most of that storyline. But then, even then, they didn't pull the trigger. So it's almost like, what the fuck are you doing? You killed like 3 different things simultaneously to do nothing with it. And where do you go from here? And the answer is, we're gonna keep doing what we're doing all the time. Same old shit, same old shit. Wrestling is so fucking boring. I like, honestly, like, I watch it every now and then, and it's like, all I can think to myself is, thank God I don't watch it week to week.
I for the first time since I stopped doing the coverage, I watched Raw. Now I understand that the Raws after WrestleMania are not what they used to be. They're not the anything can happen. Who's gonna come around the revolving door? Crowd's going crazy. I understand that, but holy shit,
It was pretty bad.
it was. And again, I'm not even putting this up to Raw after WrestleMania standards. I'm just talking a general Raw. Ugh, that was a popcorn fart. But
So the frustrating thing, and I'm just gonna fucking do it because we already know fucking whatever. They had something going, and I'm like, okay, maybe I can get behind this. They had Brock Lesnar and Cody came out and he said, "You too," because what happened is Solo interfered. That's a whole nother issue. You have to watch the match and you'll understand why I'm so fucking frustrated with it. It makes no fucking sense. Then Brock comes out, and I'm all for it. You know, Brock and Cody facing Solo and Roman, and then Brock turns on Cody, and he looks at Cody while he's beating the shit out of him, got a fucking chair on his fucking neck, going, "That title is mine." You are like, what are you telling me? I know what you're telling me. Brock wants to be the champion. Why didn't he help fucking Cody beat Brock or beat Roman and then fucking turn on fucking? It would have made more sense.
Because nothing makes sense in wrestling. It was written by fucking baboons.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck are you smoking? Are you guys fucking passing the pipe while you're writing this shit? I mean, if you're passing the pipe, it probably would have been written better, but you get what I'm saying.
Compton, I saw clips of it, and frankly, the adversity story and the triumphs and tribulations Cody has to go through now. He went through it already with being part of the Legend Killer thing with Randy Orton.
Bully
fucking going through Stardust, being so frustrated with the company that he had to fucking leave because they never saw anything come.
They never saw him any higher than what he was already being portrayed as.
So and that was the story they were fucking telling all the way up to that fucking match.
Which pissed me off because
that's what they were going with for that entire fucking thing.
And I'll say this, and I said this when me and Connor talked about it. Fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin didn't even have to go through that much adversity when he had to fight The Rock at WrestleMania 15.
Man,
John Cena never had to go through that much fucking adversity. Don't feed me a line of shit. Well, he's got to go through some adversity. Fuck that. He tore his labrum, was away from wrestling, came back, wrestled. What? Oh, he didn't wrestle enough matches. How many matches do you want him to wrestle? Fucking, you want him to wrestle 200 matches in 3 fucking weeks? Like, come on.
Honestly, this is like the argument of just moving the goalposts further and further away to get him fucking ready to win. And by the time he actually wins, it's gonna mean nothing to anybody. Honestly, if you don't pull the plug at WrestleMania, like, and what, he's gonna win at fucking Backlash or whatever the fuck the next pay-per-view is? Who gives a shit?
No, it's gonna be. They're talking. It's gonna be Brock versus Cody at Backlash. Roman's not even gonna be there.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that. To be honest, I'm okay with Roman not being there, but I'm not okay. They should have just fucking taken the title from him.
I'm sorry. Here's the thing that pisses me off, and Joe just said it. Which sounds better, beating someone with a 945-day reign, or beating someone with a 1,000-day reign? It's Roman fucking Reigns. It doesn't fucking matter how long he's had the fucking title. That's it. It could be a fucking 800-day reign and it'd still have the same effect.
Well,
945, 1000 makes no fucking difference.
Not to you.
To who?
To the people in charge.
They're fucking idiots. That's why they're stupid.
No, they'll do like so. It's all.
That Cody would have beaten somebody who has not been beaten.
You know what they'll do? They'll probably do like the fucking Roman 1000 shirt and make a bunch of money off of it. And that's the whole reason he kept the belt. Because that's what that company is. It's a fucking soulless pile of shit.
And Compton, I'm gonna sit here and
disagree.
Bullshit on that because Dusty Rhodes was the king of hot-shotting. He would have hot-shot his son just to get the title off of Roman and build another fucking storyline.
Well, no, they would have kept that storyline going, and it probably would have been at WrestleMania the next year. Would have worked.
The thing that kind of shocked me too about it was, and I don't know if you guys got this. I know I did. When they showed Cody in like commercials and stuff like that too, you can almost see that they were poising him to be, and I'm not saying he's going to be the next John Cena, but essentially like the face of the company. You know what I mean? Like the way he was speaking, the way he was doing interviews. I'm not even talking about promos. I'm talking like general press shit and stuff like this. It came across very like I'm the WWE guy and I'm going to wave the WWE flag and banner for it. Just I'm not saying that in a bad way. I could see it's like, wow, you're clearly next in line. So I think it was the last minute. You know what? The other thing I've heard too is the whole shit with Brock. The whole shit with Brock was apparently planned for quite a while, but that just leaves me into more credence to believe that Sunday's decision was a last minute decision.
Mm-hmm. I truly think that they had up until they got this deal done, it was going to be Cody was winning.
It's fine because we're going to book everything better on our respective shows.
Yes.
Terrible fucking decision. The Rhea decision, it's okay.
Well, that one I saw coming.
But she needs to get the fuck away from Judgment Day. I just get Finn Balor away from Judgment Day too.
Well, I think Draft is going to split them all up.
Do something with LA Knight. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, on Friday night, that crowd was pissed he got beat. Even Bobby Lashley beating him. The crowd loves Bobby Lashley. They booed Bobby Lashley when he won because they wanted LA Knight to be pushed. What are you going to do with these people? There's more than just fucking Roman Reigns in the fucking bloodline.
And I think that's the biggest worry.
Kevin Owens. Fuck this shit.
With Vince. With just seeing Vince's face, all I can think of is one man show. Yeah. Everyone fucking bowed to we're gonna only book Roman, and we're not gonna book anybody else unless they're being booked to fight Roman.
Matt Stryker.
Everybody else is just gonna be thrown together in random matches where they 50-50 everything.
Matt Stryker did a shoot interview. This is obviously way back, and he said when he was in the company, Vince's only thing was, what's Cena doing? That's it. That's all you get cared about. So I could very easily see that mentality being carried over to Roman for sure.
Yep.
Evil Walt Disney looking motherfucker.
You don't hate Vince. I just don't like the way he books right now. Or, you know.
I think most people are just kind of done with Vince's era in wrestling. He had his time. He's gone through all of it, and like bringing him back now just brings me back to the fucking dreaded era of when they were trying to push Roman as a face, and everything was being sacrificed to him.
Yep. Now they're doing it as him a heel. That's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, but he's a heel that's fucking unstoppable force of nature, can't be beat by anything. At this point in time, he should have to fight a fucking tsunami for the belt.
He'd probably win that too.
I know. Swimming on top of it.
We did.
Right now on the record books, the last person to have beaten Roman Reigns is motherfucking Baron Corbin.
There's your WrestleMania 40 main event.
Road trip.
God no.
Why not? Wait, you want to? You just half died in Mexico. You want to go to fucking Philadelphia?
In Mexico than watch wrestling.
Well, no, we'll go to Mania in Philadelphia. Come on, just
We don't even have to go to the actual venue. We could just go to a sports bar in the area and watch it on the TV.
I don't know if I want to go to Philadelphia. I've been there.
bring a slingshot.
I lived close to there.
This deal that they're doing with Endeavor is a great deal, but it killed WrestleMania Night 2. It killed it.
Well,
it did.
I think time will tell to see how this, because so technically speaking, the deal has not been finalized. It's still they've announced their intentions that this is going to happen, and WWE and UFC are going to basically be merged into this one parent company that Endeavor owns. It'll be a subsidiary of it, so it's not like WWE's changing their name or anything like that. Time will tell to see what's going to happen with the creative. But technically speaking, this deal has not been finalized. So could this deal back out? Yes, but I really doubt it. Although, hold on. Can you fucking imagine if Vince getting back involved with the company ends up having Endeavor pull out of the deal?
Oh, that'd be fucking.
That'd be great. That just tells me that Vince,
if they watch these next few weeks of shows before they actually finalize everything and watch ratings drop below 1 million,
I don't think ratings are going to drop like that.
But they've already started dropping.
No, they didn't. Actually, they went up.
Well, after Mania.
Yeah. Well, Friday, I didn't see the numbers for Friday. We'll see them on Monday, but
yeah.
I don't. It's just the deal with Endeavor when it gets done.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it could. I would laugh wholeheartedly if they said, "Well, you're too involved, and this isn't what we wanted, so we're backing up to the deal."
I don't think that's going to be the case, because I think they have him and the CEO have such a good relationship, and like you said, he even said, I wouldn't have done this if Vince wasn't a part of it. So I mean, that part's one thing, but I mean, just the irony of it would be hilarious to me I hate saying this, if one of two things happened. If one, the deal was nixed because of the creative just tanking the ratings, and I hate to say this because I don't wish this upon him, but if Vince passes away, because they can back out of the deal up until the end of the year, I think.
Right. Endeavor is the one that powered WWE Network, so they were behind the app itself.
Right.
So the Dominic Mysterio thing, if it hadn't have been for his fucking dad, I think Dominic Mysterio is terrible. I don't like anything they're doing with him.
Yep.
He does not. For me personally, he has go away heat. I don't care about the kid.
What I think he needs to go to NXT. But
what does he bring to the? He's not a top fucking heel. And anybody that keeps saying he's a top fucking heel does not fucking get it. This kid is not ready.
He's so obviously out of place.
Send him to fucking
I'll be right back. Keep going.
And have him fucking wrestle there. Have him start developing this kid. The entrance that they did with him at fucking WrestleMania was so fucking dumb. They had prison guards bring him out. He wasn't even in jail. What the so dumb. Fuck it. Just fuck the Dominic Mysterio fucking storyline. I think it's garbage. The only reason that they're still doing it today is because they're going to be in Puerto Rico for Backlash. And then after that, you won't see Rey Mysterio for about 6-7 months, maybe ever. God, I hope so.
Dominic Mysterio is just
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
He's just so out of place, and he's been so out of place. They put him up there with these legitimate talents, and it's just one of these things is not like the other, and it's so obvious that he's been obviously put into that role because of his lineage. But fucking Christ. And I guess people are like, oh, he's doing a pretty good job because at least he's trying his best or whatever. It's like, man, I don't care. If trying your best fucking got you anywhere, I'd be a fucking millionaire.
I think Roman getting booed out of the building the night after beating Undertaker was get off my TV heat. Nobody wanted to fucking see it. Fucking Roman Reigns getting booed Friday night or Monday night after Mania. People didn't want to fucking see him. They are fucking sick of Roman Reigns.
I think probably the boos were more for the fucking decision made at Mania than it is for anything.
They're taking it out on Roman, and it's get off my fucking TV heat. We're done with you. You need to go the fuck away. Relinquish the fucking titles. Retire from wrestling is what they wanted. They want Roman away from the titles. And I am one of those people. They need to get the fucking title off of that guy. Because the bigger story is him and Jay. And him and Solo and Jimmy and Jay with the fucking the battle over the fucking tribal chief and the bloodline thing. That's the fucking story, not the fucking title. Put the title on somebody else and let somebody else tell that story. You can still have Roman Reigns as your fucking main event. Get the fucking titles off that guy. He doesn't fucking need them. He don't. And he's making them the titles. Personally, he's making the titles insignificant to me. Because now there's, like we said, who's going to beat him? And if anybody says Jay, then you're just telling an even dumber fucking story. If you do that.
No, they booked themselves into a corner that they can't get out of.
Well, if they
in a logical way.
If they would have taken the title off Roman, they wouldn't have booked themselves into a fucking corner.
No, now anybody that wins it isn't gonna have the hype that they would have if they won it in the past, like when they were supposed to. But this is typical WWE, man. To fucking draw things out until the point where everybody loses. It's like the person having the belt's not doing good because nobody gives a shit anymore. And the person that eventually wins the belt doesn't get the actual adoration from the fans that they should, because the belts mean nothing and the win means nothing, because it should have happened back when the heat was there for it to happen. You're not going to be able to continue to capture like the believability in fans to be like, oh, this is that moment, because now it's like the next time he fights whoever he fights, even if people are like, this is that moment and it happens, it's still not going to mean anything, because this is what, second, third, fourth time he's fought this person. Who gives a fucking flying shit?
Right? Yep, 100%. I mean, I know, and then AEW, the one more wrestling story. AEW is going to Wembley Stadium, and everybody is saying 65,000. They get 65,000 into that fucking arena. They've overtaken WWE in Europe. Shut the fuck up. People are so fucking ignorant when it comes to AEW. WWE is probably, where are they going to be? Where are they doing their event at? Are they doing it at Wembley Stadium? I think they are. They're doing Money in the Bank there before fucking All-In event. And I bet you they put more people in that fucking arena than fucking AEW does. So shut the fuck up when you're trying to compare the two, because I can tell you right now, yes, Europe loves, here's the thing. Europe loves wrestling. Okay? Europeans love fucking wrestling. In fact, I would go so far as to say European wrestling is far better than wrestling here in the United States.
It is. It's a better style.
It's a better style. Yes, it's a better style, and they do a pretty good fucking job of storytelling. I mean, the German style is really good, which is what Gunther is. The British style, which Tyler Bate and them guys, great. They love wrestling over there in Europe. So everybody's sitting here saying, if they announce that there is going to be an event at Wembley Stadium, and you could say, and I mean, you have to have some names there, which they do. Chris Jericho is going to be at Wembley Stadium and AEW's having an event. They're going to fucking put 65,000 people in that arena. I mean, it's wrestling in Europe. Why wouldn't they?
I mean, I give them okay. As much as we joke about Tony Khan and AEW on here, which fine. I listen. I give him. I at least tip my hat for him for fucking trying to do an area that has not been done for quite a while. I mean, it's a bold initiative.
Well, I mean, the Clash at the Castle, they just did a show in Wales, and that was 75,000 people were in that arena, I guess.
Right, but
And
WWE also has a more worldly presence than AEW does. I'm not saying that they can't pull off. They're aiming for the 100K, right?
say it again. I'm sorry.
They're aiming for. I'm assuming that AEW is aiming for.
If WWE doesn't get 100K, I don't think.
I'm not saying they will. I'm saying that's probably what they're aiming for, because I know
if they're aiming for that, they're fucking idiots. I'd aim for 65,000.
they already sold 25K already.
Okay.
So I'm just I'm not saying they're gonna hit it or not. I'm just saying is that, like, regardless, to take the initiative to try to do that. Whew, that's a lot of balls. A lot
of balls. Well, they're okay. So if you watched what he said 4 years ago, 4 guys decided to put a show together that said would never be sold out. Okay, so you're going to London, which that was set on that day. That was the big announcement. Whenever Tony Khan has a big announcement,
he has a big announcement every fucking week.
I know.
His other big announcement was Jay White signing with AEW. Like, nobody cares.
Well, actually, the only reason I care, there's a couple reasons I care about that. One is I like Jay White, but more importantly, Vince scared him away.
Well, that too, but Jay White isn't, and they still didn't even draw 1 million people.
No.
So that tells me that Jay White isn't a draw. Now, let's hear me out. Do I like Jay White? I think he's a great wrestler. But I don't think he's a moneymaker. I really don't. I don't think Kenny Omega is a moneymaker. If he was, they would probably be competing with WWE, because at one time Kenny Omega was considered one of the greatest stars around.
So what
they bring him over to the United States, and
okay, let me back up for a second though. You're saying you don't see Jay White being a draw. Okay, what did he do? What did he do on Dynamite?
Nothing.
Showed up and attacked somebody. That was it.
Okay, unannounced, right?
Not everybody knew he was going to be there.
But my point is,
if he wasn't going to be at WrestleMania, I can tell you right now, or the Raw after, you knew he was going to sign with AEW. So everybody knew he was going to fucking be there.
I don't. But my point is that you can't, like, I think that's an unfair assessment of anyone, in the way that you can't say he's not a draw based off of one surprise segment.
It's not. He's been there before. He has wrestled for AEW.
Oh, okay, that's what I was.
An announced match.
Okay, that's different. Okay.
Okada wrestled in AEW and they didn't draw.
Well,
so that.
Yeah.
So that's because it's like the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's no different to me if he's on fucking NJPW or AEW in terms of those guys are fucking interchangeable. The reason, like, I think Jay White could be a big draw on WWE. Like, a lot of these guys could be big draws on WWE if they were on WWE, but like they're not going to be a big draw because for the most part, every wrestler out there that is a big draw created their name in WWE.
Yeah.
Yep.
Correct.
And then moved elsewhere. So it's, you can't really, like, a guy creates his name in fucking New Japan. He's never going to have fucking drawing power like you did if you were born and raised in WWE.
Correct.
That being said, him going to WWE, I could see him being like up with the Seth Rollins type, AJ Styles level.
Right. One more little tidbit. Kazuchika Okada just lost the heavyweight title to Sonata and said he needs a change of scenery. So I don't know.
And he's in AEW.
Probably.
Probably is. Probably is, and they still won't draw. But I could see him, because he did say he wants to face Roman Reigns.
So, well, I mean, it would be smart to tease that at the very least, even if he doesn't go, just to draw more interest.
Right. I'm just saying.
But the Wembley Stadium thing, really going back to that for a second though, I applaud him trying to do that, but I worry that they're gonna shoot themselves in the foot.
They do all the time.
He's going to do it. This guy. Go ahead.
That's all I was gonna say. I'm getting comfortable.
He had one of the biggest money draws, and I don't care for him, but CM Punk in his company.
Yep.
And he chose the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega over more money.
Well, hold on. There's a lot to unpack in that statement, though, because I don't think he chose that. Because Punk was injured when he won the title back anyway, so he's going to take time off regardless of the fight that happened afterwards.
I understand that, but that doesn't mean that he couldn't bring him back.
We don't know what the whole situation is, though.
I don't think he's coming back.
No, I don't think he is coming back either. But I think Punk is doing far more damage to having him come back than anything Tony Khan's doing.
Well, I don't like the guy, and I think he's a cancer in the locker room anyway. I've said this over and over and over again. But again, he is a big money draw.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think he is?
I think he was when he first showed up.
I mean,
and that was the only way AEW was getting their ratings every week, because he was there to talk.
Well, they start out at $1 million and end up falling under. They start out at like 1.1 million, and then they end up with average of 870,000.
Right.
Or a little somewhere in 890 to 920,000 average overall.
Mm-hmm. I'm not questioning the impact he had on the numbers, but you said that he chose the Bucks over more money.
He did.
I think he chose them over a cancer.
Yes, I think he is a cancer. But however, the way it's hard to explain.
The Bucks are not that much better than
the Bucks are a cancer, and the Kenny Omega, I think they're all three of them are a cancer, because they're the ones that started that fight. Well, actually, Hangman Page started that fucking fight, to be honest. I'm just saying.
I will.
He's the one that went into business for himself.
There's no innocent in that.
And Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks took Hangman Page aside because they didn't want CM Punk there, because they wanted to fucking have the glory and not fucking CM Punk.
I think what Heather said was more accurate. But I think I don't think it was a matter of glory. They were friends with Colt Cabana. I think that's where this whole shit. Yeah, I don't think it's a matter of. If they really didn't want Punk there, you don't think they would have sabotaged him from day one rather than waiting for?
They tried to.
How?
I mean,
I'm genuinely asking because I don't know. The only thing I know about was the whole.
The way things were going down when CM Punk came out and they started putting him in title match, or started building him to the title. Hangman Page come out and cut that fucking promo on him because they did not want him anywhere near the fucking title. And he said, all the other shit with Colt Cabana was brought up in that promo, and then the scrum happened at, what is it, All Out?
Yeah.
Or
brawl, as it's now being dubbed online, Brawl Out.
Double or nothing in it.
No, is it All Out?
CM Punk, this is why CM Punk's a cancer, because he literally fucking, while Tony Khan is sitting there having that look on his fucking face.
He had that hurt puppy look, and he just sat there and
he goes,
I'm sorry, if I was Tony Khan and that was my business and one of my employees,
I would have fired him right on the fucking spot.
And one of my employees was fucking talking like that, I would have sat there and said, "All right, your time on this interview is done. I will talk to you when we are away from camera."
Oh no, I would have fucking looked right at him and said, "Turn in that fucking title, you're fired." I would have fired him right on the fucking spot. You don't throw your fucking boss under the fucking table like that.
Well, he threw a lot of people under the bus.
And yes, Kenny Omega and fucking Young Bucks, CM Punk did say, and this is why none of them are innocent in this whole fucking thing. And anybody that thinks that they are, it's freaking moron. None of them are fucking innocent.
Okay, well, the problem is though that a lot of it is fucking hearsay and speculation on everybody's side. I can only go off of what.
Oh no, it came out. What you know
Mhm.
is what happened.
I mean, Kenny Omega was on G4 TV, I think it was, and he had the bite mark on his arm to prove it from fucking steel.
Like
No, I'm not talking about the. I'm sorry, let me back up here. No, I'm not talking about the fight itself. I'm talking about the hearsay, like the hearsay bullshit. The Hangman Page thing. Hangman's already addressed.
Yes.
And I how do I say this the right way? I'm trying not to defend the Bucks, but I think that things were blown. I think Punk blew things out of massively out of proportion. Do I think things are happening?
I'm sure he did.
But
I'm sure there's some things about this that. But this was an actual promo during TV that Adam
I know.
Page.
Yeah, I saw it.
He already said that was already addressed.
Right.
Correct.
Page already addressed that. So the only other thing that I can think of, and the only other reason that Punk was frustrated was because of the supposed rumors out there that he got Colt Cabana fired / pushed to Ring of Honor, like away from him to keep him separated. And he felt that there were jokes being made or it was leaked to the internet about all this shit. And he pointed at the Bucks because the Bucks are, of course, very good friends with Colt Cabana.
And more than likely, they did do something like that on Being the Elite, and that's why it leaked.
Right, but I don't think, from what I've read and heard, there's no concrete thing that connects it directly to them, other than the Being the Elite episode. I mean, they didn't like talk to Meltzer or anybody else about anything else, or it wasn't coming from them.
Anyway.
I know.
But them selling, if they sell 65,000, good for them. Don't reach for 100,000 because if you're reaching for 100,000,
I don't give a shit as long as it looks good on TV. That's all that fucking matters.
They haven't booked a good show in forever.
No, he's talking about the audience size.
Yeah,
well, the audience will fucking like anything you give them.
The size of it, not what their reactions are.
Visually too. If it looks good visually, who gives a shit?
I think it'll be what they've always done. It'll just be more crowd. I don't think it's not going to be WrestleMania.
No. But I'm worried it's going to be hey, we can only film on this side of the stadium.
Yeah, I have a feeling that's what it's going to end up being.
Yeah, me too. Basement, you alive?
Yeah.
Do you need to get to bed?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
Are you
So
high
there's
or
some
wishing?
other stuff that's going on besides wrestling. We can talk about that.
What is there?
What is life without wrestling?
A lot of Star Wars shit dropped.
Yes, I am kind of excited for the movies. To be
I'm
honest,
excited for nothing.
Why?
huh? You should be.
I don't know. Star Wars has been pretty bad recently.
This is the way.
No.
It's funny. It's well. Hold on. Before we get into this, it's funny because I have been really fucking behind on The Mandalorian, and it's funny because the other day I remembered it because I keep forgetting because I always get caught up in shit, and I power watch through all except the last 2 episodes. So I'm 2 episodes behind. And it's funny because Basement just said the same. Like he's like, I'm at this part of this season because I did a catch up. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm gonna we gotta stop like hanging out, man. We're like in cycle. We're gonna be in a fucking menstrual cycle soon. And I'm literally on that part right now. Yeah, season 3 is all over the fucking place.
I feel pretty heavily disappointed.
I like where they're going with it.
I find it like
Yeah, they fucking
close to unwatchable.
Well, Heather, you said
like I said, you haven't even gotten to the. If you like the story of Mandalorians, you'll like.
I don't really care about the story of Mandalorians. I cared about the story of the Mandalorian, which the show is made about. But he seems to not really matter.
Well, the whole thing is, it's called The Mandalorian. It's not called Din Djarin.
It's not called Mandalorians.
If you look closely enough.
Ultimately, where they're going is they're getting back to what the Mandalorians are or were.
It's not
Bird
that,
food.
For me, it's not. I'm not losing my shit about it. And also, like, I don't know whether that episode with
I
that
like
fucking
where
nerd
they're-
guy killing me, man.
Oh my god, yeah, that was like pulling teeth for
That
me.
was terrible.
That
Which
was
one?
I think it was the third episode.
the
with
the
You have to.
the Empire the Empire guy who was trying to be reformed, and then they like we're gonna steal a portable.
But then again, then they went to. I don't know what they were doing there.
Oh man,
world
it was
builder.
terrible.
Introducing her because overarching storyline, as you'll see in later episodes, it will explain everything.
She's in another episode, but
Yeah,
they
I'm
don't.
sure.
Oh,
But
great.
it's not like she's there throughout the whole thing.
No,
it's not a story about her.
Like if I compared like this season to the first season, like the first couple episodes were fucking great of The Mandalorian. First season, it doesn't seem like the same fucking show.
Well, I think the reason for it, and I think I'm in the same boat with you on this, and this is just again haven't watched the last 2 episodes yet, so I have to kind of keep an open mind.
Yeah, same.
The whole purpose, or at least what we thought was the purpose of season 3, was his redemption, and he gets it in 2 episodes.
Yeah, and then it's on to the next thing, and they kind of just like
Which-
swipe away any purpose that was there with the Grogu storyline. Now he's just a sidekick with superpowers, and it's like
Do a flip!
The flip thing, I fucking laughed, man. Someone, I think it was like off screen. Someone just fucking threw a puppet.
Here again, he's not making him his sidekick. He's teaching him the Mandalorian way.
How's a fucking
Oh,
helmet
no.
gonna fit on him?
They start explaining to him. He's like, this is how we do it here.
Keep going, beer back.
He starts teaching him
Like,
the way.
I like the idea of what that character could be because it's fucking awesome. Awesome if they like fast forward time 1,000,000,000,000 years to when he's more of an adult, Grogu at least. But like, I think I'm getting like tired of the fucking cooing and the baby shit with him.
I think
Just,
he's
like,
gonna
too
die
much.
at the end. I don't
I
think
hope
he's gonna,
they kill him now.
I don't. I mean, I said it
Fucking-
season 1. I don't know why they didn't do it.
And it's like he's there, and this kid is gonna fight him. The kid's like fucking 4 feet tall, and he's like half a foot. He's like he's stronger than you think. I just punt that little shit into the fucking sun.
Okay.
But it's like no, and then he does this fucking flip over him. I just died, man. I'm like, what is this show? What
did
does this
that.
become?
He did that flip in season 2, and he did it in the Book of Boba. So
I didn't want to
It's
watch
not
the
new.
Book of Boba.
But
Terrible.
so Star Wars Celebration was in England, London this weekend. And I think it ended today. They're making 3 movies.
Yay.
However, they're not making a series of movies. It's
not a
just
trilogy,
it's not a trilogy, it's just 3 movies.
I'm hoping to God Cal Kestis is involved in one of them.
I hope
I
there's at
do-
least some storyline that I actually want to watch.
One of them, the first one is going to the one story, and I can't remember the director's name. He is going to direct the story of how the Force became what it was. So it's going to be, I can't remember, it's going to be the beginning of the Jedi or something like that. The Origins of the Jedi, I think, is the name of the movie. The second one is going to have Rey in it, but it's going to be she's going to be, and that's going to be like, hopefully that's the third movie. And it's not, like I said, it's not a series of movies, but it's going to be, they're on their own separate, and it has nothing to do with the Skywalkers. None of these movies have to do with the Skywalkers. But except for the Rey one, that's going to be the New Order of the Jedi. So it's going to be her teaching new Jedi is what it's going to be. So there's going to be that. The other movie, Dave Filoni is directing that one. And it's going to tie the Mandalorian, the Boba Fett, and Ahsoka storyline all together. Because they're all going to become intertwined And the trailer for Ahsoka dropped too, which I'm really looking forward to.
I think Ahsoka is probably like the thing I'm looking forward to the most. Just I haven't like really seen the rest of the stuff, but from what you described, it's not terrible. At least there's individual films and not a trilogy. If it was a
Yeah,
trilogy,
it's
I'd
not a
kind of
trilogy.
myself.
Yeah, they have. I'm sure they're going to mention the Skywalkers, but it's not going to be, and that'll be with the Rey one. That's not about the Skywalker legacy. It's just they're moving on. They're moving on from Skywalker, just like you wanted,
Oh,
but they're
please
doing
God.
it the way that it should be. In
I don't
my
know. I'm wondering if this is going to be kind of like a soft reboot of where they want to go with Star Wars moving forward.
there's nothing wrong with that. Though.
Which I'm all for because I can't go down the fucking same path, and I can't go at like these filler movies that they were doing for a while there, where like they weren't terrible or anything. It's just what
I
they
mean,
don't need to exist.
personally, the Rogue One, I thoroughly enjoyed because it
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 was alright.
it told that story of the first crawl. Everybody wanted to know how they won that first battle, and that's why they told that story. I enjoyed that story.
This
I
is the
enjoyed
way.
that.
To me,
Solo,
like those
yeah,
are like
Solo wasn't very good.
to me like those filler movies or whatever. That's like what Disney Plus is for.
Correct.
Which I'm fine with. And like again, you don't need to watch fucking Rogue One. It's not a requirement in order to understand Star Wars. To
No, but it
watch
was a good
fucking Rogue One.
filler.
That's what I mean. That like I'm not mad at that. I'm just like I'm glad that they're moving away from the Skywalker stuff. It's just like my expectations are so fucking
Low.
bottomed out. They're so low that if Ahsoka comes out and Ahsoka isn't great, oh man, that's gonna be real bad
Is
for
it
my future watching.
I'm really looking forward to Ahsoka because I personally think she's one of my favorite characters in the Star Wars storyline.
Basement, are you worried because of like the oversaturation of content from like the franchise?
I feel like it's part of that, and I think it's also part of a lot of it is feeling very soulless.
Mm.
And that's the kind of vibe I'm getting from the third season of Mandalorian. It just doesn't feel as well built, and it doesn't even. I don't know if it's just me. Maybe I'm just being too harsh, or I'm looking through rose-colored glasses for the first couple seasons. It just looks visually worse.
You just wait. As you get further through, things will change.
I'm holding.
If they don't for you, I don't know what to tell you.
How many episodes of Mandalorian season 3 are there going to be? 8?
8.
Okay, so there's
I'm at the halfway point, and then right.
no, I think we're past that. I think we're at episode. Hold on. Well, where you and I are?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know where I am.
Has he? Okay, so is he?
I know that
Has
feeling.
he gone into the water?
God.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That was done
So
like
you're
2
on
seconds.
episode 4. That's episode 4. Episode 5.
I think that was
No.
episode 2.
Hold on.
Because episode 3 was all about that fucking scientist, and episode 4 is Grogu flying through the air.
I'm on episode
Okay,
20.
That's Tim. That's him teaching him how to be a Mandalorian. He's explaining to him. Yes, he has the powers. He says, just do what you've always done. But let's do this the Mandalorian.
I think I would have got behind it a bit more if he was a bit larger in stature. I just can't buy his fucking tiny ass body.
Okay.
I get like Yoda's
Not
small.
going to get much bigger. Look at the size
Well,
of the one.
we say that.
Get
and we
Yoda's
fucking-
small, but like holy fucking Christ, he's like half a foot. And he moves like a toddler.
So the first episode is just establishing everything. The second episode is the mines. The third episode is the one about the scientist. The fourth one is about the foundling who gets captured by the fucking pterodactyl looking fucking thing.
Yeah, that was.
I just finished that one right before we hopped on here. So then there's so that was episode 4. So you and me, Basement, still have 5 and 6, and then there's 2 more
5
after
and
that.
6. 5 is about pirates, but it's about the
All right.
Mandalorians and the Mandalorian himself. And then episode 6
It's even more about
is even more about the Mandalorian. It's also about Sarkov that's with him, she's involved. You'll see.
I'm looking.
You'll see.
So just in general too, as far as the Ahsoka thing, Ahsoka does look promising. But
It does look
but
good. They're tying. If you have not seen Rebels, you need to in order to kind of.
This
Who is this? Well, this is Sabine. She is a Mandalorian who was with
who is
the
Bo-Katan's
Rebels.
younger sister, isn't she?
No,
I will
they're
I will
they're
say
It feels like Phase 5
Phase 5 just started.
or Phase 4, whatever. The phase after Endgame, where like nothing really matters that much. It's
Nothing
like,
really
here the side
matters.
plot.
tell you
this
right
and
now,
that.
I'm going to tell you right now, Basement. Dave Filoni is running this whole Ahsoka thing because that is his.
That's his character creation.
George
Character
Lucas, when
finish.
he cut this deal, said Dave Filoni is Ahsoka is Dave Filoni's. Nobody will touch it, not even Kathleen Kennedy.
Well,
So that's all Dave Filoni, and I trust Dave Filoni with.
Give us much less of Book of Boba Fett, please God.
I want 3 more seasons.
Hey, it's not going to be like that. This is her. Basically,
This is her story.
the basic. No, this
After
is going to be her search for Ezra Miller, not Ezra Miller. Jesus Christ.
Oh my God, keep them.
They signed me up for that.
just Ezra Bridger.
That's what I was thinking. Ezra Bridger.
Ahsoka travels to Hawaii.
Well, I think Ezra turns to the dark side, but Admiral Thrawn's going to be in this.
And there's signs that Thrawn trained Ezra.
Miller? That makes all the sense in the world.
Probably in real life.
Yeah, no shit. That makes a ton more sense. No, Ahsoka looks promising.
Yeah.
So it looks pretty
The other thing I want.
good. The three movies that look promising. I'm liking the ideas behind what they're going to do, and I kind of explained them. I'm looking forward to those. I haven't seen what else they've dropped.
Jedi:
Jinx.
The Survivor is coming out soon.
Oh,
The 23rd, I think. It's gonna be
that
released.
video game, yeah,
Yep.
that's coming out.
Which is why I am seriously hoping that they bring a live action adaptation of him to one of those 3 movies.
Well, he's somewhere in there because
Yeah.
it's right after. It might even be with the Mandalorian. It's right after.
And as I've been trying to say for the past half hour, this season of The Mandalorian is looking more and more like the creation of the creation of the First Order.
It is.
So yeah. So the other big thing is, and forgive me, I know it's bouncing around. My little one is sick as basement. They did announce another trilogy. I think you guys were talking about that when I was hopping off.
It's not a trilogy. It's just a series. It's 3 movies. Not a trilogy.
No, but they're not connected. Is what you say.
Okay, I was gonna
Not a
say.
moon.
Sorry, the way you were like, it's not a trilogy. It's just 3 movies.
not a moon.
But
They're three
Yeah.
separate movies.
yes, it will return Daisy Ridley as Rey in a sequel to the recent Star Wars trilogy. It will be set roughly 15 years after the events
I
of the
hope Rose comes back.
If she
same.
does. She does. Who cares?
It will be set roughly 15 years after the events of Rise of Skywalker and will be about Rey's journey to bring back the Jedi Order. The new film starring Rey will be directed by, can't pronounce that name, with a script written by Stephen Knight. Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy said the new film will be about Rey looking for fresh Force-sensitive recruits. That sounds really dirty. As she forms a new Jedi Order. 2 more Star Wars films are in the works from Dave Filoni and James Mangold. They didn't announce the other
James
2.
Mangold is the first one. So James Mangold, his movie is going to be about the origins of the Force, and the origins of the Jedi,
Yes.
and how they got started.
Dawn of the Jedi will take place set 25,000 years before the prequel. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Heather, man. You know, sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good.
but you know what? I'd love to see a fucking Star Wars show done like House of the Dragon.
Yes.
That would be
The way
fun.
the time jumps would make sense, and the way they built characters in that
They also,
fucking would
that-
work so well.
I would actually really love to see that. They said that one of the other movies is set during the same time period as recent Disney Plus shows Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, and is from Rebels and Clone Wars creator Dave Filoni. According to the blog post from Lucasfilm, Filoni's live-action Star Wars film will, quote, focus on the New Republic and will close out the interconnected stories told in The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, and Ahsoka. which that's the way it fucking should. If it should wrap up everything like that.
Can we get a Poe and Finn gay love story?
Yes, please.
Not my saber.
I don't know. The guy who played Finn said he's done with Star Wars.
Well,
replace him.
I mean, he did say that he might possibly do it. The only reason he said he wouldn't do it is because of all the hate that he got.
Well, he said he wouldn't
And
be
a
on
lot of
Disney
it
Plus.
wasn't his fault. A lot of it was the fault of the fucking writing.
Yes.
And replace him with Robert Downey Jr. in blackface.
Fuck yeah. Dude, disguising the only other announcement I noticed here was Andor season 2 coming out summer of next year.
That's coming out.
Yep.
Andor season 1, if you haven't watched it,
I was gonna watch it.
It's all right.
But it's another one of those.
It's
in
along the same. It's leading up to Rogue One.
Well, what I heard,
such a weird fucking idea in my mind.
What I heard was like, it was one of the. It seems like it was one of those shows that like didn't really have a whole lot of like promotion
it's like the Black Widow movie coming out after the fact.
Yeah.
It's like weird.
But I heard it was very, very well received.
I heard it was a good show. It's
a
just
good series. It's a good series. I just don't.
just a jumbled mess, man. Star Wars was like closer
It
to.
seemed confusing, but I get why they're doing it. I don't know what his significance is. We already know the end result. He dies at the end.
Yeah.
Spoiler! I'm just kidding.
Not really.
Star Wars like is in a state that
In the
reminds
when
me
he died.
of the DC universe. There's a jumbled mess where you get like every now and then you get a okay to good thing.
Speaking of jumbled mess in movies, I only wanted to bring this up because I figured it'd be leading to a bigger conversation with the massive success of the Super Mario Brothers movie. Now, I'm not here to talk about the actual movie itself, but more so, did you see it? It was shattered as far as like it's the highest grossing animated film in history.
You want to know why?
Because of Super Mario.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You already said it, so.
Oh, I was just thinking, wild guess.
No, it's like this was going to happen, right? This was a shoe-in. They got the art style right, and as long as they got the visuals right, people were gonna go and watch it. I will say one thing: I haven't seen the movie, but I think my fears of the movie are probably going to be confirmed from everything I hear.
Which is what?
Every trailer I have seen, I agree.
Which is what?
It's Member Berries, the movie. Like shoehorn in. Like
well,
the storyline is very. But no, but
I don't.
It's like,
I'm not
it's
going.
Like the easiest fucking movie to make.
With this movie, every trailer I have seen, you have Super Mario Brothers, you have Mario Kart, you have Mario Party, you have Mario itself, all smashed into this movie in separate places.
I feel like it's jumping from set to set. Make sure we include everything that's ever been in the games, where like any form of storyline is going to be almost obsolete. One thing I did hear that struck me as weird with this movie is the soundtrack sounds fucking weird. It's like a bunch of like 80s rock or something.
Yes, I did hear that. Okay, so with all due respect to my wonderful friends here, what do you expect? Like I don't know. Like I don't.
I've seen good animation movies.
And
I've seen ones with relatively decent stories, and they have like at least some good messages for kids that are watching them. This is like as soon as I heard Illumination, the Minions people were doing it, I knew exactly what.
Yeah, it's a fucking memorabilia cash in. I 110% understand that. 110%.
Which is unfortunate because I think you could have taken something that's probably going to end up being like a 5 out of 10 movie and pushed up to a 7.5 if the storyline was enough to give it something. Like look at Sonic, at least he tried.
Yeah, exactly.
Touche. I mean, I
don't think I'd be given a clap on the back for just doing bare minimum.
Well, I don't think Minions was known for being very dark and deep. So I mean, that's why I wasn't really expecting much out of it. But the reason I was bringing this up wasn't just because of like the success and obviously the all that stuff. But I kind of took a look at all the movies that are coming out this year. Jesus Christ. I feel like this might be like a second resurgence of like the cinema like moviegoers experience. Like we're getting like big time because there is a shit ton of big movies coming out this year.
What?
So I'm trying to pull up the list right now, but I mean, we obviously had this one. This one came out, Super Mario's. I mean, we have another Transformers movie coming out. And again, say what you will about like whether you're a fan of these or not, but just the fact that these many movies are coming out in 1 year is kind of like, I don't know. I just pulled the list and it's kind of freaking nuts. The Oppenheimer movie is getting a lot of traction. Super Mario's, Transformers, Guardians 3, Aquaman 2, The Marvels, The Flash. The Spider-Man animated movie, Across the Spider-Verse, another Fast and the Furious movie, Shazam came out, another Dune movie. Obviously, we had Ant-Man.
I'm excited for so far.
Wonder Woman is not coming out yet. I don't know. No. Blue Beetle's coming out this year. Dungeons and Dragons had a movie. John Wick, we just had one. Wonka's. ? Another Final Destination movie, Little Mermaid, another Hunger Games, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which but Indiana Jones, Scream. I mean, there's a lot of like these like, and again, I know these are fucking cash grabs at fucking the franchises. I understand that, but like Jesus Christ, there are a lot of fucking movies coming out this year.
Oh, you want to know the problem? Do you want to know why it's not going to be a resurgence for the movie going experience?
Ticket price?
No, not ticket price. What is 90% of that list that you just named off?
Number 2, number 3, number 4.
Yeah.
There's like 2 or maybe 1 or 2 actual original films. The rest are all sequels.
Not just sequels, superhero movies.
Yeah,
well,
but they're all sequels to fucking superhero movies or whatever.
DC, I was gonna say,
even Dune is part 2.
DC's cleaning up their act because they're literally, I think this will be the year. This will like once their movies here, then it's off to reboot land and James Gunn, and then you have the 3 Marvel movies. One of them already came out, but yeah, no, I
Well, Dune is a second one, but isn't that?
It's a sci-fi movie.
Indiana Jones 5.
It's kind of like it's gonna.
I
be
know the
considered one
original
full
Dune movie. I did not like it, but this Dune movie I did like. But they're taking it that one Dune movie that they did and putting it in 2 separate movies because there's more of a story there than what they told.
They're making it more about the book than what the first.
See
movie did.
that's fine. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, no, I'm not against what they're doing with Dune.
Too condensed.
But it's like sequelitis, man.
Huh?
Scream 800. It's sequelitis.
Great. What about the fucking Final Destination? What are they up to? 30.
Yeah. When does the destination actually become final?
Thank you. I said that.
All destinations are final. If you haven't got where you're going, you aren't there yet.
Right.
No, but I mean, a lot of people I think are conflating the success of Super Mario with the fact that, oh man, video game movies are gonna explode now. It's like not all video game movies have Super Mario as their fucking lead character and really lend themselves to animation, because it's the animation from the fucking game.
Exactly.
Like it was a match made in heaven for them to do that with the ability that they had to make it exactly like it.
Well, no, I know it's a marketing machine too, and I mean I can see through the lines. I know why it's successful, but my bigger like segue into this was more so the fact of like I saw some other like in the commercials, trailers, or whatever you want to call it, or like the list of shit that's coming out this year, and it's like holy fuck. And yeah, it does make sense that 95% of these are sequels or franchises that have had like well-established. Jesus Christ, which Fast and the Furious is this one? We're gonna have a fucking round table for it.
13, I think.
God damn! Stop with your fucking family, Vin Diesel.
But I think the other flaw with the Super Mario movies is it's not gonna get that fucking huge rush of continued money at the box office. Is the fact that it's Chris Pratt as the voice of fucking Mario, and it's literally Chris Pratt being Mario.
I'm gonna.
You know what? I don't think I'm gonna really care. Like I'll eventually watch it, but I mean, like we had this discussion before. I think I'd rather him sound like fucking Chris Pratt in the end and be like woohoo, woohoo, because I'll fucking shoot every kid in the theater if I have to listen to that for 2 hours.
I bet you it's one of those things where
Get somebody who has an actual accent. I mean, look at what Pedro Pascal did on Saturday Night Live in the skit for their Mario.
Yep. Well, I bet you it's one of those things. I haven't seen it yet, but I bet you it's one of those things where like You notice it, and then you get so caught up that you don't even pay attention to it.
I think some of the voice acting will take me out. Probably Chris Pratt, and I have a feeling, fucking Seth Rogen. He's just like, I can't unhear him.
In other words, Jack Black fucking nails.
Yes, I did hear that.
I'm sure I'll be okay with everybody else, but those two, I have a feeling will stand out. In the end, it's this fucking Super Mario movie, like.
That's pretty much all I got for this Notebook's Given. I keep bouncing back and forth because my little one is fighting a cold, so I apologize for having to hop up.
Calling me your little one.
They must never know. Do you guys want to talk anything else you want to cover before we wrapped up this evening?
I mean,
if you get your child a whoopee cushion, make sure it's not one from the dollar store. Because Wendy got one for Easter today.
Yeah.
And she's already got like 6 holes in it.
Well, it comes with 2.
What?
It's one of those self-inflating ones.
No, I know. Just
sounds like a dying duck.
It is a dying duck.
kill me.
I think I pretty much covered everything. There's really nothing more.
Cool.
I do want to state: is Dusty Rhodes in 2K23?
He is not. What? I have to check. I'm pretty sure he's not. Hold on. God damn it. Maybe pull this shit up. I have the list written down. Give me a minute. Why? Do you want to change one?
Mm-hmm.
He wants to switch things around for his.
Nope.
Oh
He's
my
not.
God, he's changing everything.
Nope.
Now I gotta change everything.
He's not. He's not. So if you want him, you have to give up one of your customs.
Which is
Flare and Sting. Do you not remember who you picked?
No, I do. I just had to remember which ones were my custom. What? Yes, I know. Because I was gonna drop Stone Cold.
What?
The only other thing I saw online that JP messaged about was some sort of controversy with fucking Bud Light.
Oh God.
I didn't.
Yeah, I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I did want to say something about this. So the Bud people are like, I don't like Bud Light anyway, so I'll never fucking drink it. So
Brother drinks it like water though.
he drinks Budweiser.
He switched to Bud Light a lot.
Oh well, whatever. But so apparently Bud Light put out a sponsor. Their new marketing ploy spokesperson is a transgender.
Yeah.
Whatever, and they're making it a thing that I don't know what the marketing campaign is.
Well, our good friend Frank on this situation shared out a video from their actual marketing director, and she was sitting there saying, "We're trying to save Bud Light from the frat boy party scene."
So like there are like country music singers that have them as their sponsor. They're dropping them because they don't. I think
Kid Rock is dropping them.
Kid Rock's dropping them, but the girl that is apparently I don't know what it is about her. I don't know if it's just because she's transgender or if it's just because why does it have to be about being a transgender, which is their marketing campaign. I don't know what it is. I think it's the latter, that she's just transgender and they think it's a good idea just to fucking do it, or if she did something, I don't fucking. But I just wanted to put, they're doing that now. This is what our world's coming to. Here, personally, but because I don't drink Bud Light, there's a lot of people to do. It's the most popular beer in the world, apparently.
Yep. I think it's number 1. Or if it's not,
oh man, it makes me shit immediately.
I don't drink it. I don't like the taste of it. It tastes like ass.
It does. I'm not much of a beer drinker. If I do drink a beer, my number 1 choice is always Guinness. but if that's, which I know is not always available, so Bud Light's kind of up here in Boston, number 2, and it does taste like a number 2.
But I everybody's shitting on these people that are dropping them. Well, they have that choice to drop them. But if their marketing campaign is just to have it, oh, well, I think it's a good idea to.
It's trying to make it more inclusive.
Make it more inclusive. Beer doesn't give a fucking shit about who does what or where is what.
Right.
Beer don't care. Beer's going to fuck up somebody if they drink enough of it. They don't care who it is. So why does it matter if there's a transgender doing it? I don't think it is, but if they're trying to shove it down your throat, just like they shove everything else down our throat, I don't want it.
Yeah, they're trying, like, from the things I saw, it's like the gay beer. It's like there's no such thing.
No.
Why do you have to market it like to a sex or gender or whatever? Just market it to everybody.
Beer is beer. People will drink the beer they want to drink, no matter fucking what, man.
So
Well,
Aaron,
people get like up in arms about stupid
if
shit.
you like Budweiser, keep drinking it. I don't know why they're having this girl, but it's just all blown out of proportion. This is the problem with society. They take one side's taking it as a shot in the face, and it's something that doesn't need to
Well,
happen.
I mean, they market it as like a campaign for righteousness or something. It's like, just shut the fuck up, man. Just make your beer and shut the fuck up. And this person comes out and it's like, oh, I saved it from being a frat house. Well, like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Nobody, like, people just drink the fucking thing. Like, I don't, like, I've seen Bud Lights everywhere. They're not specifically only in frat houses. And if you think that and you're running the company, then you might be the dumbest motherfucker alive.
I don't know why. I mean, I can understand the marketing for that because
I can see, like, if you're marketing if your marketing is gonna be like centered around transvestite or transgender, then you're gonna have a lot of backlash. That's just 100% true, and it's probably gonna hurt your bottom line.
Yep.
I'm not saying you can't include, like, have a fucking bunch of people drinking and have someone that looks like potentially they could be. That's enough. But you don't have to go out there and be like, I drink Bud, and I've got breasts and a dick. I am the new man, or whatever, right? Like, you don't have to be that in your face about it. Like,
yeah, but I
just
think that's
fucking
what they're
do what
trying
you
to
want.
do. I think that's why there's so much backlash with it. That's not something that I care about, and Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch needs to be fucking careful doing this because I think that is what they're doing.
Well, it's the same thing that happened when people, like, when when it was all of a sudden, like, the most popular thing in the world to be gay. Every fucking company out there had, like, a gay ad.
I was about to say,
It's
just
like,
wait till 2 months
yes,
from
we
now.
are two dads, and we do like Wonder Bread. What?
Well, good for
What does
you.
it matter if you're two dads or not?
Beer doesn't care. And if you want to market it to it, the club scene is what you need to market it to. Whether it doesn't matter who is what. If you're gonna, there shouldn't be one fucking spokesperson for a beer.
No.
No.
Nope.
There shouldn't be, because beer, everybody drinks beer. I can tell you right now. I bet you, if I tell my brother, hey, did you know the spokesperson for Bud Light is a transgender? He'll quit drinking it.
You see, the best ads for beer are fucking, you got a bunch of beers in a bucket at the side of a fucking cottage.
Or
Boom. Or at the beach, like Corona. It's about the setting, not about the fucking, who gives a fuck who's there. You could have fucking every transgender in the world at that place. Nobody cares.
It's about a beer and all beer, and if you ever, it's about a good time.
Yes, it's about having a party and hanging out with friends. Doesn't matter what that friend is.
That I just, there's no need. They should have just left well enough alone. Now they're throwing it into ad. Like, I see it in every fucking.
Yeah, it's you can't escape it now, man.
You see it in the fucking ads for fucking tampons. You have two gay men walking around talking. It's just, everything is getting too out of hand, and then you see this black guy and this white girl and these two Chinese kids, and they're a family in every fucking commercial.
Don't ask questions.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. Just does it have to be thrown in my face?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's the over the top. They always go way too far with shit. It's like, you know what? It wasn't enough to have two men. Now we have to have two men who have fucking two Chinese babies with polio who are also have autism. It's like, where are you gonna stop? And all they're doing is selling you fucking like some sort of vodka. What?
For Tampax.
Tampax, and you have two men walking on the beach. In case one of us breaks our nose. Tampax.
I'm just saying. I mean, that's where they're going with this shit. Stop. Just make a commercial and don't have it about anything. Just have it about what you're selling, not what. You know, commercials are forgetting what. This is why the Super Bowl commercials suck, because it was about what's going on in the world today instead of Bud Light. Bud Light has become it, and then they taste the shit, and then it's like, God, this fucking shit is crap.
Yeah. But I like what they represent, so I'll drink it.
It's so.
What?
It's so. It's so.
Well,
it's not even about the product anymore.
You and me both, because I am fucking closed eyes for the last hour.
Cool. Yeah. I was gonna say I'm gonna go get a Bud Light now. That being said, I think we're good. We're gonna wrap this one up. Thank you everybody for joining. Thanks for Basement for fucking powering through this, and he's probably acting a lot like his Discord emo right now. Tomorrow we are back with our Harry Potter round table with the Order of the Phoenix, and we got some other fun. What?
My favorite one.
Ooh, and we get some other cool content. So make sure you guys come back, channel, subscribe, like, share, comment, all that fun jazz. Check us out on your favorite audio platform. Thanks to Basement. Thank you for JP. Thank you for Heather. Thank you all cool cats and kittens joining us on the stream. And that being said, we're going to wrap this up. And until then, until next time, until whenever, peace out, bitches.
Bye.
Bye, fuckers.
I want a Bud Light.